I hope you guys are doing great and awesome and fantastic. Yes, today is the morning of day 5, and so we all know that there's 96 hours in 4 days. And I'm going to scoot it up a little bit because we are on day 5 and it's the morning. So we're going to say this is my 100th hour approximately. And I did a weigh in this morning for my 100 hours, the morning of day 5. Um, it's exciting. I lost 15 point, I think it's 7 pounds. And so I went from 392.8 to 377, I think it's point 0.2. And I'm very excited for this. This is unexpected. I didn't know that I lost um, 15 pounds this quickly. Um, but I have. I definitely have. And I feel good about it. This is definitely a very important documenting moment. This is something I want to share with you guys, those that are following my journey and those that um, are rooting for me, and those that are just curious about what the results look like for someone like me with my demographic, with my body structure, my background, based on what you can see on my channel, the stuff I have been doing. I think obese people who are like over 100 pounds weight level overweight people, I think we have weight loss on our side. The bigger you are, the more the weight's going to want to come off of you. Our bodies really do work with us. They're not against us. Our bodies are striving for us to survive. They want us to be well. God made us in a way that that's just what the body is doing its best to do at all times. No matter what it looks like, the body is always in motion to try to rectify whatever deficit is happening. So, on this journey, taking out the bread, taking out the sugar has really, really proven to be a smart choice for me. I know that in the past, I have always had success with a low carb diet. Um, this is a little more extreme than low carb, I would say, because, I would have carb breads and things like that in the past. So, low carb bread. And just other little recipes that the community has for low carb. I am going to introduce a new food to my diet today. I've lost 15 pounds, viewers. I lost 15 pounds to y'all. Anyway, I am introducing a new food to my carnivore journey, and that is blackberries. I haven't had any yet, but here they are. This is half a cup of blackberries. Half a cup of blackberries is equivalent to 7 grams of carbohydrates. I feel nervous to eat them because I'm like, no, my results. But reality has to be before enthusiasm. Because the reality is, I want to know that I can do this without hating it. And I cannot hate this and call myself doing it. So I'm going to have some blackberries on this journey. I brought them in today, and I'm super excited to include them on my journey. I think that they are a healthy choice, low carb option. Um, and I'm going to stick to that lower glycemic option of fruit. Blackberries is probably the only fruit I'm going to bring in. I entertain strawberries in my mind, but I really am not a huge fan of strawberries. They can be sour most of the time unless you get a really good batch. And then when they're really good, they're probably super carby. The sour ones are probably the ones I should eat. But I love a good blackberry. They're just perfect for me. And I really think that's where it should end for me. And eventually I will have like a little avocado, a little arugula. But, right now I'm working with what it is I have, and I'm content. I'm going to be eating any minute now. It's 10:54. Um, I nibbled one small piece of ground beef around that size at 11, I mean at 10:30, just because I was warming up my food because I didn't finish my food yesterday. I ate half my food, so I'm warming up my food from yesterday. And I tasted some at 10:30, so really my window has already gone at 10:30. But I probably won't really eat it until I get off the live. But this is my warmed up food from yesterday, just to share with you what my food looks like. It looks all kind of crazy right now, but basically you're looking at chunks of ground beef with 2 eggs, and I actually fried pickle skins because I was trying something weird. So, yeah. And there's a lot of, I fried everything in butter, and everything is very, like fatty. And I don't know how I feel about all this fat. Like this butter that's sitting in that plate, and it's also the beef juice that's allowed to be in my plate for whatever reason. I'm just gonna let that be like a juice dip thing and completely leave it in the plate. I cannot consume it. Like it's enough for me. For me, it's just enough. I want to use this blackberry addition to my diet as a astringent for the fat, if you ask me. And I have my water, I have my giant bottle of seltzer, and then, of course, I have the good, regular water here. So these two things are a part of my morning. I am going to take my supplements this morning. Excuse me. And my supplements this morning include mushroom gummies. Now, that's another thing that I take that is definitely a gummy. So it has like some sugar that's definitely inside of it because it is a gummy and it's not a sugar free gummy. They make sugar free gummy products, but this is not one of them. I don't know how I feel about sugar-free gummies. I may turn to a capsule version if I feel like I lost 15 pounds taking them, so I don't think it doesn't matter. And then I take these oregano, black seed oil, um, gel, soft gels. And so I'm going to take all of that before I begin eating my food today. That's what I do every day. I've been doing that for probably a month now before I even started carnivore diet. I have these other things. I have pumpkin seed oil. I'm thinking about adding that. I have had only one dose of this. Um, this has a fishy taste for some reason, but I'm going to try to take it today. It's supposed to have great benefits for your hair, skin, and nails. So I'm gonna give it a go. That's a really good product. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. I don't want to be on live too much. Oh, hi Brian. Hi Bailey. Oh my gosh, I've never tripped on mushrooms before. Have you? But these mushrooms are actually lion's mane's mushrooms here. This is good for brain health. There's 1,000 milligrams per serving in here. The serving size is one gummy. I love taking these. At first, I started off with one whole gummy and of each. This is a multi mushroom here, and this one here it has 3,500 milligrams per two gummies. So that's 15. So that's like about 17.25 for one gummy, which is what I take. So I'll take about 17.25 milligrams of this gummy. So between 17.25 and 1,000, that's going to be 27.25 grams, milligrams of mushroom foods or whatever, mushroom nutritional mushroom substance in my body. And I think it's really great. So the multi mushroom has lion's mane, turkey tail, I think it's pronounced cordyceps, shiitake, mai tai, shaga, and relishi. I believe that's how you pronounce those. And those are really helpful for your brain, your cognitive health. And so I was saying when I first bought these, I took one in one. And then I learned that I was getting spasms in my arm. And I researched that yes, you can take too much mushroom, and for some people, it creates spasms. So I decided to reduce my dose to 1/4 of a mushroom. And oh yeah, you eat. So Bailey Smith says I usually eat raw rose petals for brain function. Okay, well I'll look into that. I've had raw rose petals before. I bought some edible roses before, and I think I put them in my tea. This is a long time ago, but I didn't know they support brain health. That's cool. I'll look into that. But basically, I had arm spasms for like the first couple of days with the mushroom gummies, and I researched that that can lead to because you've had too much in your system. And so the next time I had 1/4 of a gummy, so I'm cutting it up. And then I did that for like 2 or 3 days. And then I said, well, let me go up to half a gummy. I went up to half a gummy. That was so basically the one fourth was fine. I went up to a half a gummy, that was fine. Then I said, you know what, maybe I was just adjusting to the product and my system. Let's go back to trying the whole gummy, the whole entire thing. And so I went back to having one gummy and another gummy, so one and one, one to one. And you guys, the spasms never came back. I have never felt that again. And it has been about, I would say, 3 weeks or so, going on 3 weeks right now with these. I would say about 3 weeks I've been taking those. And maybe almost a month, really. It's very exciting to, feel myself and see myself going on my journey and really kicking butt. And I gotta eat my food. Like I said, I'm in my eating window. I already took a bite of my food. And you guys, just wanted to let you know how I'm doing on day 5, the morning of my first 100-hour weigh-in. I've lost over 15 pounds. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow and watch the replay. Watch the replay. I lost 15 pounds on the carnivore journey. So, if you want to join me on this journey, tune in tomorrow. I will be back. Okay? Thank you for joining me at Constant Motion with Tori. And I am Tori, your host, signing out. Peace.